Hi everyone, welcome back to the Wildflower Entwined Garden here in southeast Queensland. There's always something to do in the garden, but this week has shown me that the busy season has definitely begun. I started planting out the 2 new beds, and I'm trying really hard to stick to my plan instead of just shoving things in anywhere. So here I'm planting some corn in a classic grid formation for better pollination, and up the back I've just got some leeks, and in the corners I'm going to put some hollyhocks. And then once the corn's grown a little bit, I'll plant my squash seedlings in here. Now these I'm excited to start growing, but I had to think carefully about where I was going to put them because over our summer we get a lot of rain and I don't want them to rot. So here along the back wall is the driest part out of all of my gardens, partly because the wall heats up and dries the soil out, but also because of the eaves above. I've got some zinnias that have just popped up here all on their own, which is a really great reminder to get your zinnia seeds in. And this is a flamingo feather celosia, and all those little black dots are tiny little seeds, so I just sprinkle them around everywhere and they'll just pop up wherever they like. I'm finally getting around to planting this rhubarb. I'm still not 100% sure if this is going to be the perfect spot for it, but I thought that the elderberry tree above might help provide that little bit of cool, shady environment. So I'll just move one of these cabbages out, and even if it's not okay there, I think it's still better to get it in the ground somewhere, and I can always move it if I think it's not happy. I've never grown rhubarb before, and I couldn't find a whole lot of good information about growing it in our climate, so this is going to be a whole lot of experimenting. This is a dwarf or bush variety of berlotti bean, so I'm able just to plant them here all along the two edges of this garden bed so that they hang over the edge. This is the first time I'm growing these because I've never seen the dwarf varieties before, so I'm pretty excited to see how they go. Remember the garlic I was asking about last week? Well, I had a little bit of a dig around in the soil and yes, it had started to split. So I pulled it up and I'm happy with it. I mean, I can't save any cloves for next year, but I can definitely eat it now. It's pretty good size. The bees have been going nuts over these basil flowers, but it's time to go. This part of the bed needs a serious cleanup and I can't leave it any longer. Time is almost up for these 3 big calendula bushes I have in this bed too. They've all got powdery mildew and the flowers are getting smaller and smaller with every harvest. It will be sad to see their cheery and healing blooms go, but it'll also be exciting to get that space back. So this will be the last time I pinch blooms from these 3 bushes. And then once I've collected some mature seeds from each bush, I'll take them all out. All the tomatoes have died back completely now, but 2 of them have actually got new growth coming from the base. And then of course I've got a couple of self-seeders, which I think are from the big beefsteak tomatoes, so I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm just going to let them all go from here and see what happens. It's been about 8 weeks now since I planted these snow peas, and we're just starting to see some peas come through now, which is really cool. I know I was pushing the boundaries with the timeline of this, but I hope I at least get one good harvest out of them before it gets too hot. And because my garden told me it was time to plant zinnias, here are some that I saved from last year. I'll be planting some direct in the garden and then some in this week's tray. I hope you've enjoyed this week's Garden Diaries entries and it's inspired you to get out into the garden. I hope you have a really wonderful week. We'll see you again next time. Bye guys.